Hello guys, right, it is currently Tuesday the 13th of January and the time is 7:33 a.m. I'm sure you can tell by my voice. I have entered a position around midnight, which is probably why I didn't have a recording then, but as you can see, this is the position. It is currently on euro dollar. I entered on a continuation at around midnight and we have just broken the high, so I've been able to reduce my risk. As you can see with the squiggly lines, that is my forecast that I did in the evening. But again, just like always, what I'll do is I will show you guys why I entered this position once the trade has been managed and exited. Take care, guys. Hi guys, right, we are back to it. It is still currently 13th of Jan, Thursday. The time is currently 2:36 p.m. in the afternoon, and as you can see, we have just broken one of the highs, so I've been able to lock in some profit on this trade of 0.82%, and as you can see, the time is still running. So like I said, again, this is how I'm managing it. I'm using a trailing stop loss, so I've locked in currently 0.82%. So guys, I'll show you how the trade finishes and we'll go on to see how and why I entered this trade. Right guys, the time is 3:33 p.m, still 13th of Jan, and I've just been taking out that trade. As you can see here guys, price has just reversed heavily and I've just been taken out for around 0.82%. So you can see timer is still running and we are now showing a lot of momentum to the downside. So again guys, in the next tip, I'll show you guys my thought process and why I entered this trade. Right guys, so as you can see, this is the trade that I entered. It was on EU and it was quite a nice continuation flag. So one of the things that is part of my strategy is that I do like to see an impulse to show us commitment that we are going in this direction, and then of course a nice little flag to get involved and then go up and continue in that trend. Okay, now I'll tell you through the process to why I entered this trade. So euro dollar has been very range bound. If I zoom out guys, you can pretty much see that throughout a very long period, it has actually just been going sideways, okay? Showing us that there hasn't been really any great opportunities within this market, okay? But as you can see, we have clearly broken above kind of like this area or this level of support, showing us some really nice commitment, okay? So now what happened was I was looking and seeing how this flag formed, okay? Now, one of the things is we have a very, very nice large impulse. You can see that relative to any other surrounding price action, if you look at any of other impulses compared to this, compared to this, compared to this is very, very distinctive and very, very nice. It is clearly showing a lot of commitment. So that is checking tick box number one. Number two, yes, we did have a small wick, but one of the things is that look at the wick in comparison to the impulse. It is very, very small. So for me, like I always tend to say in my checklist, I always say, hey, if we've got a nice flag, again, that is very, very high probability. So what I mean by this is that if we have an impulse up, I want to see a nice short flag like this, and literally price moving exactly like that, okay? So as you can see, this is exactly what happened in this price action here, okay? You can see we have this candle, which was counter trend. So we started to form the kind of flag low after this candle. And you can see even these two candles, there's not showing any real shift in momentum back down, right? You can clearly see that, especially after 2 hours of candlestick price action. 2 hours and it's not really moved anywhere. It's still within this one candle here at the top. So again, no shift in momentum. Then you can see the next candle was actually counter trend. So essentially we've got the impulse up, we've got a short pullback, we've got a counter trend move here, and you can clearly see that counter trend move ended around here, which is similar to how a flag looks. It ends here. If this counter trend move ended a little bit up here, then it is a little bit more like that, right? Okay, so again, it is starting to look a little bit more like a flag. And then of course, we broke the low. So of course we have a low here and a low here. We broke the low with this candle right here. Okay, and this candle again, it was a bearish candle. So again, we broke the low, and for me, I was waiting again for the candle that is in the direction of the trend, so a green candle. And you can see this candle here, which was the entry candle, was that green candle, giving us the nice entry point for the flag. Okay, so like I say, the reason why I entered this is number one, it looks like a very small and tight knit flag. But also you can see that one of the things that I do really like about this setup is the entry candle. Now, there are some people that may disagree with me here, okay, with this kind of entry candle. You can see that price pushed up and came back down. Again, it was a bullish candle, like I said, but the reason why I like this candle so much is that imagine if we actually broke the high after this candle, so let's say we entered and then price continued up and broke this high and we started to trend upwards like this, right? Then where would my risk be managed? So as you can see, if we broke the high, so if I bar replay, it'll be a bit clearer if I do this. So bar replay it to here. So as you can see, guys, if price actually starts to push up and break the high, like you guys know I like to use a trailing stop loss, that would mean immediately my stops would be pulled all the way down to around 2 pips, okay? So I would be significantly reducing my risk if price continued to move like that. And the only reason being is because of how this candle formed. You can clearly see, of course, the close of the candle was close to the low of the candle. So this is what the candle looks like. So the close of the candle is of course here. The low of the candle is of course here. So close here, low here. So of course, because they were very close by, then of course, as I said, if price continues up, I'll be able to significantly reduce my risk as I showed here. So you can see that it would have just been reduced tremendously down to there, okay? So that is a benefit of having that. And again, of course, look at where price closed it relative to the high. You can see that price closed at this level here, around this level. So you can see that we are a nice distance away from the top. So again, it is looking like a nice flag, right? Because we entered at this location, the high is here. And again, we are looking like we got a decent distance from it. So again, number one, we've got a great impulsive move. Number two, we've got a very nice, small, tight looking flag. And number three, the entry candle was very, very nice for me. Even though you got the wicks to the upside, it's very, very nice in terms of significantly reducing my risk if price decides to continue in the direction. So as you can see, if I get rid of all of these, I'll get rid of all of this. And then of course, I will get rid of bar replay tool. Then you can see, guys, price continued in our direction. We did stagnate for a little bit, but as we came into London session open, we had this really nice bullish candle up, which of course let me reduce my risk tremendously down to here, as you would have seen it in one of the clips. And then of course we started to range around. And then of course, after that, you saw that we broke this high here and formed a wick and retraced, allowing me again to move my stop loss to, I think it was 0.82% around here. Then you can see the next candle was quite a volatile one, came down and took me out. So there you go, guys. I made 0.82% on this flag. Like I said, really nice impulse up, really nice tight small looking flag, and the way the flag formed and the entry candle was really nice. So for me, this is very, very high probability on this pair. So there you have it, guys. That is exactly why I entered euro dollar, a continuation flag. If you guys had any comments on this video, then feel free to write it down in the comment section below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and peace.